So after the mixed doubles, we turn our attention now to the two singles. First up is the men's singles, then it'll be the women's singles. And it is only the fourth time in Super Series history that players from Japan have contested both of the women's singles, with both of the singles finals. It is Kenta Nishimoto against the man in form, Srikanth Kidambi. And incidentally, never has Japan won both of the singles titles at the same Super Series event. Well, as far as the Destination Dubai rankings are concerned, obviously Srikanth Kidambi, win or lose today's final, will consolidate his place at #1. The significant change is that Victor Axelsen, who was the #1 seed here but withdrew, will swap places with last year's champion here, Shi Chi. So not so much movement on the men's singles Super Series standings. Anthony Ginting could well get close to the top 10, if not enter the top 10. Pranoy is closing in fast after his semi-final here, as you can see. He was in the bottom half of the draw in an all-Indian affair. 3 games it was, but Kidambi came through in the decider. In the top half of the draw, by quarter-final stage, we had no seeds. And as you can see, in the bottom half of the draw, we only had 2, and those 2 seeds played against each other. It was Srikanth Kidambi against last year's champion, Shi Chi. So, only 1 seed in at semi-final stage. But we have a qualifier for only the 7th time in the history of the Super Series. In the men's singles discipline, a qualifier has battled through to contest the final. Kenta Nishimoto, trying to become only the 3rd player in history to win a Super Series men's singles title after coming through the qualifying event. And Srikanth Kidambi contesting his 5th Super Series tournament final this year. He's won his last 3 finals that he's contested. And if he were to win today's final, he will join a very select few, 3 to be precise, who have won 4 Super Series titles, men's singles that is, in a calendar year. The only others to do that is Lee Chong-wei, Lin Dan and Chen Long. So either way, history books will be rewritten today. Eric Kurt, our umpire from Denmark, and Stéphane Vernet of France, the service judge.
Thank you.
Well, this will be only the second
would
meeting
you like
between
black
these 2
or
players.
red?
The last time they met was
red.
in
Black
the
for
first
you.
round of the Singapore Super Series.
Red.
32 minutes for that
Sir?
very comfortable victory, 21-12
Yes.
to 1-11. But I think Kenta Nishimoto has been a different man this week. He's played some outstanding badminton. In fact, the first 3 rounds of the main draw, he beats 3 players who all won a Super Series title this year. Lee Chong-wei in the first round won the All England, Saib Renif in the second round, who won the Singapore, beating this man in the final. And then in the quarter-final, the winner of the Korean Super Series, Anthony Ginting. Well, he's only the 4th player from his country ever to contest a men's singles final. Is Kenta Nishimoto. Kenichi Tago contested 7, including 2 here, but lost them all. Kenta Momoto is the last man to win a Super Series from Japan. That was the Indian Open last year. Well, he's much, much better than his 40 in the world ranking. The man from Mia on the southeast coast of Honshu. The other man to contest a men's singles final, of course, was Kusuma Sakai at the Indonesian Open. Who did he lose to? His opponent of today. And Sakai was also a qualifier. But look at his results. As I was saying, Lee Chong-wei, the number 7 seed, Sai Paranith, winner of Singapore, Anthony Ginting, winner of Korea, and Anders Antonsen yesterday, the hugely talented Dane, who earlier in this tournament had put out the Olympic champion Chen Long. So a wonderful list of results, and normally I'd say, well, 7th match in 6 days for the qualifier, but for this man, it's his 10th match in 12 days, so I don't think we can read anything into the extra matches this week, because this man has been astounding. 24 years of age, from Ravilapalam, brought up in Guntur on the east coast of India. Went up 4 places to number 4 in the world, has been as high as 3, and I think he might go up to number 2 in the world if he wins today. As I say, he's been in stunning form, but my goodness, he had to work hard in both his quarterfinal against the defending champion, and then yesterday against his friend and training partner, Sina Sunil Pranoy. Dropped the opening game, was 17-19 down in the second, won 4 straight points, and was 16-18 down in the third, and then won 5 straight points. What a comeback for Srikanth Kidambi yesterday. So this is his 5th Super Series tournament final of the year, and he's only the 5th man in history to do that. So last week, as we look at our court officials, I was telling you at the Denmark Open, he was the 6th player in history to contest 4 or more. Well, now he's contesting his 5th. That list of players who've contested 5 or more has gone down to 5 players now, including him, of course. But it is only 3 players who have ever won 4 or more Super Series men's singles titles in a calendar year. Can Srikanth Kidambi add his name to the select few of Lee Chong-wei, Lin Dan and Chen Long? So they're the coaches for Japan. What an occasion for Kenta Nishimoto.
Ready? Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Kenta Nishimoto, Japan. And on my left, Srikanth Kidambi, India. Srikanth Kidambi to serve. Love all. Play.
So Srikanth Kidambi, the number 8 seed from India, getting this men's singles final underway against the qualifier, Kenta Nishimoto. Going wide. Well, Srikanth Kidambi earlier this year won 2 Super Series titles in 2 weeks. The Indonesian Premier Super Series and then the Australian Open in Sydney. That, I thought, was a remarkable achievement, especially as that was his 2nd and 3rd Super Series tournament finals consecutive, having lost in the final of Singapore.
Service over. 1-2.
Oh, well taken off the top of the tape. That was superb from Nishimoto.
2-all. Three, two.
Oh, it's too long. Well, he's sending a message though. I'm prepared to take you on at the net.
4-2. Service over. 3-4.
Oh, my goodness. It's a good smash.
For all. Service over. 5-4. Service over. 5-all. Service over.
Well, I thought that Srikanth, when he was playing his
6-5.
quarterfinal against the defending champion, or last year's champion, Shi Uchi, he lost the opening game to 8, and I thought that the accumulation of tiredness was going to really play a part. Start of this final, I'm thinking exactly the same thing, that Srikanth Kidambi proved me wrong before.
7-5.
No doubt. He will delight in proving me wrong again, and good for him. But surely the tiredness has got to start building up. Yeah. Now he's wearing a strapping below the patella there, around the knee. And that's maybe an indication that
8-5.
this last 2 weeks is beginning to take its toll. Missed it by a mile, my goodness me.
Nine, 5.
It's going wide.
Service over. 6-9.
Foot smash again. Power and placement. A lethal combination.
7-9.
Towards that right hip. Perfect.
Fault. 8-9. Kenta Nishimoto challenges called out.
First challenge of this men's singles. No, it was out. Good call line judge by Dennis Hay.
Challenge
Very good call line
unsuccessful. One challenge remaining.
So back level.
9 all. Play.
He wasn't terribly sure whether he should have played that final smash. He looks down towards the line after he's played it. Oh, that's nice. And again. It's gone wide. And coming from 5-9 down. 6 straight points to go to the big game interval with a 2-point advantage.
Speed you have to maintain. If you play slow, he's happy. And he's been playing from qualifying. He's getting tired with the speed. Go game में बचा. मार के छोड़ना.
Srikanth. Eleven, 9. Play.
Well, I think I heard Arvind Bhatt, one of the Indian coaches, saying your opponent is getting tired. Accumulation of his matches.
Service over.
And that perhaps serves as an encouragement, because there's surely Srikanth playing a 10th match in
10-11.
12 days. And having won last week in Denmark. Well, surely he's even more tired.
Service over. 12-10.
That's good disguise.
Thirteen, 10.
Oh, that was going out. Oh, perfect. What a wonderful smash from Srikanth once again.
14-10.
Threaded it down the line. Perfection.
Service over. Nishimoto, please show her.
Well, prior to that last rally, Srikanth had won 9 of the previous 10 points.
Thank you. 11-14.
Good attacking play, good follow-up.
Service over. 15-11.
Oh, that's a super shot from Nishimoto.
Service over.
Took it early, held it until the last moment.
12-15.
Yeah, Srikanth had to come forward to try and cover, should it be a block. Yeah, nice angle.
Service over. 16-12.
That's another perfect smash. Oh, it would have landed in.
Well, 17-12.
Since the inception of the Super Series, no player from India has won a title here at the French Open. Simon Ewell in the women's singles lost in the final in 2012.
18-12.
Yeah. Two points away from the opening game.
19-12. Service over. 13-19.
Oof. Had a little think about it.
14-19.
No, it's absolutely perfect again.
Service over. 20 game points at 14.
Couldn't have walked over there and placed it any better. Game point opportunities. Converts on his first. 21-14 in just 16 minutes, having been 5-9 down. My goodness me. Once he was in his rhythm, he was superb.
Good, not this. This way forehand, hit on forehand. Body language should be better. Last, thoda down. Be good body. Okay. Just listen. Just listen.
Seconds, 20 seconds. Srikanth, you're back.
Well, told to tidy up the kit box.
Thank you. Second game. Love all. Play.
It's going wide.
One love.
Oh my goodness. Watches it closely and watches it drop long.
Two love.
Well, since 5-9 down in that opening game, Srikanth has just given his opponent a masterclass. I was telling you that there's only been 2 players in history who have won a Super Series men's singles title, having come through the qualifying. They both happened at the Singapore Open. 2014, Simon Santoso won, and then last year, Sonny Dwi Kunchoro came through the qualifying to take the title. Yeah, Paul Duvall on the right as we look at them. He's looking a little bit concerned right now. It's gone long.
Service over. One, four.
Marvin Bart talking about what his man should be doing.
Service over. Five, one.
Yeah, to play that tight spinning net shot of an opponent's tight spinning net shot. There's great control.
Service over. Two, 5. Service over. 6-2.
That's well long. Oh, goodness me. Well, you've got to try something different on the return of serve, Nishimoto.
7-2.
Gifting a point like that. They can't afford that.
Two.
Well, it's all one-way traffic at the moment, and it's all in favour
9-2.
of Kidambi. That's gone long as well.
10-2.
Tame resistance at the moment from Nishimoto. That's more like it.
Service over.
And the fans here trying to encourage Kenta Nishimoto.
3-10.
They want to see a closer contest.
Oh, play. 4-10.
Nishimoto says the shuttle's fine. After Kidambi asked to change it. And the psychological mind games. Yeah. Well played, Nishimoto.
Play. Srikanth. Srikanth.
Again, he wanted the shuttle changed. His opponent said no. Now there's a delay while the court is mopped.
Srikanth. Five, 10.
It's gone long. And we go to the mid-game interval
11-5.
with Srikanth Kidambi with a 6-point advantage.
Eleven, 5. Play.
short. Yeah, got what it deserved. Well, I'd love to know what the Japanese coaches were telling Nishimoto.
Service over, 6-11.
I would think they've been telling him to take more initiative in the rallies. You can't just soak up the Srikanth Kidambi attacking play. His attacking play is simply too good, so you've got to stop him from attacking. Always challenge here.
Kenta Nishimoto challenges called in.
The best way to stop your opponent attacking is to attack him first. Here we go. What does Hawkeye say? Hawkeye says it caught the line.
Challenge unsuccessful. One challenge remaining. Service over. 12-6. Play.
Simplifying the point I was making. When he's able to hit in a downward direction, Kidambi is lethal.
Fault. Service over. Seven, 13. Eight, 13.
Rare miss by Srikanth. Oh, that's magnificent again.
Service over.
Time and time and time again, he just finds the lines.
14-8. Fifteen, 8. Sixteen, 8.
Oh, like that. And that. Yeah, well played, Nishimoto. I know it's hard work, but that's the way he's got to play.
Nine, 16.
Great judgment, great judgment.
Service over. 17-9. Thank you. 17-9.
Oh, goodness me.
Service over.
Well, was that shuttle spinning? Didn't seem to be tumbling, but maybe it was spinning.
10-17.
Oh, delightful.
Service
Absolutely
over.
delightful.
Thank you. Eighteen, 10.
Yeah, well played.
Service over.
It
11,
takes huge
18.
physical effort, doesn't it? That leap from the centre of the court to get himself on the attack, but that's what's required against Srikanth. I suspect he may have left it a little too late, though. Oh, brilliant net shot. What great control from Nishimoto.
Twelve, 18.
Because he was ready to pounce, but it was just too accurate. Superb.
Service over.
2 points away from a second title in 2 weeks for Srikanth Kidambi.
19-12.
One point away from his 4th Super Series title this year.
20, match point, 12.
Well taken.
Service over.
He's not giving up yet, Nishimoto.
13-20.
Srikanth Kidambi, a second title in 2 weeks, to add to the 2 previous titles in 2 weeks in Indonesia and Australia. Here on the European tour of the Super Series, he has won the Denmark Premier Super Series and followed it up this week in Paris.
21-14.
What an achievement.
13.
Only the 4th men's singles player in history to win 4 or more Super Series titles in a year. Lee Chong-wei twice won 7 in a year. Lin Dan in 2007 won 5. Chen Long 2 years ago won 5. And when you consider there's 3 more Super Series events, not only China and Hong Kong, but the Super Series finals as well. Well, he may just rewrite the record books again further this year. What an extraordinary athlete, a quiet, charming young man, a megastar in his home country, an athlete with film star good looks and the athletic ability to become the very best in the world in the sport of badminton. The final rally, the smash was once again so accurate.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now ready to begin the men's single world
For the record, 21-14, 21-13 in 35 minutes. Well, there's no doubt in my mind the best two players in the world at the moment, Victor Axelsen and this man, Srikanth Kidambi.
start with this award ceremony. We would like you to close the umpires and the judges of this final.
He did well to get his racket to it, Nishimoto. But it's not to be for the qualifier from Japan.
And now, please welcome the finalists of the men's single.
Merci d'accueillir les finalistes du 5-homme.
Yeah, what a couple of weeks he's had. What a year he's having. 35 minutes, and yet another title belongs to Srikanth Kidambi.
Les prix seront remis par le président de Yonex International, Yonex International President, Kusaki Ayashida. Accompagné du président de la Fédération française de badminton, Florent Chaillet. Nous retrouvons également le président de la Fédération internationale de badminton, la Badminton World Federation President, Paul Eric Hoyer.
Paul Eric Hoyer Larsen,
Ladies and gentlemen,
president of the BWF Badminton World Federation, IOC member and former Olympic champion in men's singles himself.
Finaliste du simple homme des Yonex internationaux de France.
en présentant le Japon, representing Japan, Kenta Nishimoto.
Kenta Nishimoto. Well, he will remember this week in Paris for the rest of his life. Coming through the qualifying, the only seventh man in history to do that, to contest a Super Series men's singles final.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the men's single of this Yonex French Open 2017.
Mesdames et messieurs, le vainqueur du 5-homme des Yonex internationaux de France de badminton 2017.
Représentant l'Inde, representing India, Kidambi Srikanth.
Srikanth Kidambi affords himself a little smile. A sixth career Super Series title, a fourth this year. Joins a list of badminton greats as only the fourth man in history to win at least 4 Super Series titles in a year. A former great player hands the trophy to a man who I'm sure in future will be called a great. And when he's in the company of Lee Chong-wei, Lin Dan and Chen Long as the only players to win 4 Super Series titles in the men's singles discipline in a year, I think we can probably already call him a great player.
protocolaire est désormais terminé. À suivre dans quelques instants le simple dame qui opposera Taitsu Ying à la japonaise Akane Yamaguchi.
Service over.
So the first two finals of the day going to players from Indonesia. And it's the second time this year Indonesian players have taken two titles. The first was at the Korean Open when they took the men's singles with Anthony Ginting and the mixed doubles as well. Obviously with Nishimoto losing in the men's singles, it's no longer possible for Japan to win both of the singles titles. That's never been done. They have contested for a fourth time here today. They have contested both of the singles finals. So Taitsu Ying is up next, the world number one against Akane Yamaguchi. Of course, the last two finals involving players from Chinese Taipei. And if the players from Chinese Taipei were both to win, then that would be the first time ever that players had won two titles from their country, Chinese Taipei. Well, as far as the Super Series standings are concerned, even if Taitsu Ying wins today's final, she cannot overtake Akane Yamaguchi, so they will remain 1 and 2. The 3 and 4, I beg your pardon, the 4 and 5 will change places. Ratchanok Intanon and Pusala Venkata Sindhu will change places after this week in Paris, as indeed will the two Chinese players. Chen Wufei will go down to 10 and He Bingjiao will go up to number 9. Well, as far as the draw is concerned, from quarter-final onwards, we had 6 different nations involved and 6 seeds. 2 players from Korea, 2 from China. At semi-final stage, it was the only discipline where we still had 4 seeds left in. 4 different nations, as you can see, and that was the 7th time this year. This is obviously the 10th Super Series. And that equals the record for the number of times the women's singles has had 4 different players from 4 different nations involved in semi-finals in a calendar year. So if it happens once again during the last 2 Super Series events, that will be a new record. So it is Tai Tzu-Ying, the world #1, looking for a 4th Super Series title this year, against the #5 seed Akane Yamaguchi. So Tai Tzu-Ying, the world #1, winner of the first 3 Super Series tournaments that she played this year. It wasn't the first 3 Super Series. She missed India, but the first 3 she played, she won.